Hey there, Wargamers! Josh and Luka here from MiniWarGaming.com, bringing you more bolt action for today's battle report. It's gonna be a little bit of a mixture of Conflict 47 by Josh, because Luka failed horribly. But it will be Germans against the Americans in today's game at 1,250 points. Now, a big congratulations to the winner of the previous giveaway, which was the Fallschirmjäger starter box. We will be doing something similar for today's battle report, though it will be for Conflict 47. It's actually going to be the Soviet starter box for Conflict 47, and if you would like to qualify to win this, when you leave a comment down below, or if you leave a comment down below, you should leave a comment down below, please use Conflict 47. You will then qualify for the giveaway of the Soviet starter box.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Bolt Action Battle Report.
We're going to take a peek at my German forces first. What we have here is 1250 points. A lot of the similar stuff that you see me typically use. We have more points to play with, so I do have a lot more stuff in general because of that. But I am comfortable with the stuff I'm bringing, remembering the rules and how they work, and I guess their role on the battlefield per se, so I don't just fumble around the battlefield with them and lose horribly. And we have a Tiger now. We have a Tiger tank included. Now, we are going to be playing with the 2nd edition bolt action rules and sprinkling in some of the Conflict 47 models. Now, the German stuff is currently getting painted. It's on its way in. Josh's American stuff beat me to the punch, so they are in his force. I'll be running with what you see here, but we do have the Tiger tank. That's brand new. That's exciting, I think. I mean, we'll see. It could just get one shot and die. And, I mean, that's a freshly painted model, too. So, I mean, that kind of just goes in line with, well, the usual superstition there.
I mean, to be fair, whose Tiger is that, Luka?
That is my Tiger tank.
No, I don't think
That's a cool
So,
Tiger tank.
Mr. Mike Tabush, if you're watching,
It's my Tiger tank.
there's the Tiger, big guy.
There's the Tiger from Josh, who was so kind to give it to me, Luka, for these Germans. Now I get to use Tiger Fear, but I'm not making it a veteran. I don't know if that's a bad idea or not. It was a lot more expensive to make it a veteran. Plus I'm exactly like 1248, so it's a regular Tiger. It also doesn't have that pintle mounted MMG on the top, because Josh was explaining the rules on how that worked, and it didn't seem ideal, to say the least. But we have a Tiger tank. We're going to be incorporating Tiger Fear, which I am aware got eroded because it'd be ridiculous the other way around, the way that it was initially written. We have a German 2nd lieutenant here, leading the force. He's got 2 homies with him. They are all equipped with ARs, and they're all veterans.
What's with the 3-man team, man?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I had the points for it. Whatever. I don't care. -1 to hit. Ooh, gone. Missed. I mean, I got 1 ablative wound extra. Ooh, they're veterans. I don't know. You know, I got 1, 2, 3 Fallschirmjäger infantry. I know I have a lot. I have access to a lot of different stuff when incorporating Conflict 47. I still have those models, and I'm used to the Fallschirmjäger. Now, we are running 2 squads of veterans and 1 regular squad. As I deploy them in this game, I'll explain which ones are the regulars and veterans, but for you guys watching right now, 1 regular infantry squad with rifles and light machine guns, and then the submachine gun 7-man squad will be veterans, and then we have a rifle with 2 light machine guns who has veterans. Now the NCOs in every squad has an assault rifle because I had the points for it. This squad of veterans will be 6 submachine guns, and they're going to be riding in this half-track, most likely with the medium machine gun on it. We have our legendary medium mortar team, who has never steered me wrong and has gotten me great value in literally every game I played with them. And lastly, we have a Panzer Shrek, I believe. Is it Panzer Shrek?
It's probably Panzer Shrek of this team, yeah. Not the Panzer Faust.
Not the Panzer. No, it's got a bazooka.
Yeah, this isn't the one-shot one. This is the you can reload it.
Yeah, and the guy with the satchel just has rockets in that satchel. He's going to give them to the guy with the bazooka, and they're going to shoot it. And then we have a flamethrower team as well. Again, the guy with the satchel has got canisters of fuel, whatever the weird gelatin is that they fire or shoot. And we'll see how the flamethrower works. I've not used it ever on camera, and the one time I used it off camera, I'm pretty sure we did it incorrectly.
I'm pretty sure we played it pretty improperly.
It seemed way too good, the way we were running it.
Terrifying.
It was, I think we played like it automatically hits.
It automatically goes.
It's like, wow, this thing's just wrecking infantry. This thing's way too good. Wow, what a surprise. You need to actually roll the hit with it, apparently, which makes sense.
You get to ignore a bunch of modifiers, which is kind of cool, though.
Yeah, I guess in the end it does cover it. It's hard to hide from. That's my force, though. We got the Tiger. We're going to be trying to focus on that mostly and see what it can do in this game. But we have an interesting scenario, which we'll get to in a moment after looking at the American forces.
Alrighty, so looking at my American, this is a U.S. revised platoon.
I'm playing revised as well.
So yeah, basically the idea is that we want to take what we've already been playing, bolt action, just sprinkle in some of the conflict 47 units to add some variety. Now, as always, any mistakes we make, go ahead and point them out.
Please.
Because there
will
probably be a couple subtle ones. Or we might just be doing a poor job of explaining. But, onto the list. I got a grand total of 10 order dice here. I have a second lieutenant with one friendo. That is them right in the middle.
Okay. Oh, it's 2 sniper teams, probably?
One's a sniper team, one's an observer team. But we'll get there in a second. I have 2 infantry squads on the side there. One's a 7-man, one's a 6-man. They are going to be airborne infantry, so they are stubborn. One guy has been upgraded to have the BAR, the Browning automatic rifle, in each squad, and then also upgraded to have a light machine gun in each squad. So, good little bit of veteran firepower. I have a forward observer, the air observer there, and that he's got one friendo with him, so that's a veteran team. With the U.S. obviously calling in some extra airstrikes should be nice. Hopefully I always ran him by himself, but nah, I'm going to bring a friend after Cullen and I played a game off camera, and terrible things can happen to
one guy.
With unlucky shots. Okay, then I got 2 infantry squads there. Again, they're airborne infantry squads. Exact same setup. The NCO has a submachine gun, and then there's 4 dudes submachine guns in each squad, and then 3 rifles. Both squads have anti-tank grenades, so they're not scared to assault tanks. I have a sniper team, just 2-man sniper team. Nothing special there.
What kind of rifle do you think the sniper uses here?
So normally they'd be running, I think, Springfield, but I've got that. Actually, I don't know if you can get close to the guy on the ground with the rifle there. He has the M1 Garand, but I chopped off a scope and have it set as the off-center scope that they had on someone M1 Garands.
Right, okay.
I don't think it was a super common configuration, but I think there's a couple of them out there, so I thought that'd be a neat little kind of thing to add in. So yeah.
I figured it'd be a Springfield, but I seen the scope was off-center, so I'm like, I figured it was like a weird modification.
Yeah, because of how the M1 Garand ejects rounds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at us go.
It's one of my favorite guns. I don't know much about guns, but it's one of my favorites because of the sound, the little ting, the clips. Yeah.
And it's actually clipped. Look at you go. So under the armored car slot, I have the M5. I think it's an M5A6 Jackal Light Walker, the little fella.
Oh, I was looking at the the half track, man.
No. That's,
I'm like, that thing's called a Jackal?
No. So we got the Jackal Light Walker there. So he has a right arm mounted medium machine gun and a left arm mounted infantry flamethrower. So, and he also has the 2 fists, so he's able to punch stuff.
Punch!
I'm kind of excited for that. Under the tanks and self-propelled guns, I have my M2 Mud Skipper. Oh yeah, and I should make note, everything here is a veteran, except for the half track. We'll get there in a second. But yeah, so the M2 Mud Skipper, who's been upgraded to have bazookas on the left and right arms. He's got the twin coax medium machine guns and the twin forward-facing light autocannons. So I don't know. He should do some cool stuff. Both the walkers have the ability to jump over terrain, so that's kind of neat. And then I have just one regular M3 half-track with its pintle mount heavy machine gun.
Absolutely.
And that is 1250 exact.
Can you imagine the fuel they would require to propel those walkers?
And it's weird Conflict 47 future fuel.
Oh well, it is what it is. Let's go take a look at the scenario. Josh and I will be playing Top Secret, scenario number 5 from the rule book. Enemy aircraft has shot down one of our light transport aircrafts, and an officer on board was carrying very important intelligence. And we are here to try and nab that. Well, one side is trying to reclaim it, the other one's trying to take it. Now, the unique part of this scenario is there's no deployment zones and no starting areas for either faction. All of our units are going to be showing up as they would from reserves. Except you're able to roll for them on turn 1 instead of waiting for turn 2. So it's very random what's going to show up on the battlefield right away. Heck, nothing could show up for one force technically. The game will last for at least 6 turns, though on a 4 or more afterwards, there could be a 7th and final turn. And the main objective is to grab this intel. Now to do so, infantry model can end its move with an advance or run order, touching this objective. It can then pick it up. That infantry is said to have that objective until it is slain or hands it off to another infantry model in base contact with it. It can only be passed off once a turn to stop chain effects. And then whoever is able to get this objective marker off their table edge at the end of the game will win a major victory. Literally any other result is a draw. So if either player cannot get this objective marker off the table, that's it. They both tried and they both failed. Taking a closer look at the battlefield that Josh and I have set up for this game of recovering some intel. We have the intel marker right there in the middle. It is that canister. And we have the woods here. The bases are from Games Workshop. It's the old Citadel kit, and then foreground for the trees. Green leaf terrain, constructed the buildings here from scratch. It's foam and little wood. And then these are Games Workshop old fences that typically from their fantasy line. So I guess it could work for the sci-fi stuff too if you really wanted to. We have some craters from urban mats to represent, previous shelling of this area. Obviously, like from a long time ago, is not an active battlefield. Well, I guess it could be. It doesn't really matter. I'm rambling at this point, but the mat is from GameMat.eu, and I want to give a reminder to our Silver Vault members, very relevant for this game actually, because there is if you are a Silver Vault member, you get discounts to the Warlord Games Store, as well as a lot of other terrain and model companies. If you haven't checked it out yet, it might be enough incentive if you're thinking of upgrading to a Silver Vault member to definitely go ahead and check that out. Josh and I are going to go ahead and roll off now to pick who the attacker and who the defender is going to be, who's trying to reclaim the intel, who's trying to steal it from the other side, and we're going to get this show on the road. I would like to clarify some of the terrain rules we're going to be using today too.
We're going to try to mix things up a little bit. If this all goes terribly wrong, it's my fault.
Yeah, because Josh wants to try out ruins instead of only garrisons, which I'm okay with. It doesn't really matter to me. We're going to say that these 3 buildings are structurally sound enough to be ruins. And
to be buildings,
garrisons,
so they can be
buildings.
garrisons.
Exactly. Ruins and ruins over there.
So basically, these will be rough ground, providing hard cover. The craters we're going to treat as being rough ground,
light cover,
and then obviously, the fences and the vegetation and all that will be, soft cover that would normally be counted as.
Correct. Right. I want to roll off. I'm going to take this side here because there's a couple positions I wouldn't mind running units on to get into good spots, I assume. Plus my whole army's behind me. So it's a little bit easier for me recording. Now, Josh has got the old trusty bolt action dice bag in the corner with my 9 activations and your 10. I feel like your force is way more elite looking than mine, but I guess not.
Is, yeah. Well, you got a tiger tank.
I do.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be more expensive than that. That's
well, you didn't take the veteran one. So when I took my Pershing against you,
it was a vet. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Now, I'm a novice when it comes to stuff like this. Could that thing be could I run that as a Tiger 2? Is that very clearly a Tiger 1?
That's very clearly a Tiger 1.
Gotcha. Wasn't sure.
Tiger
didn't even look it
up. Different gun overall, but it's the immediate thing when you look at would be the more sloped armor on the Tiger 2.
Okay, cool.
Stand out as a Tiger 2.
Because I remember the Tiger 2 was very expensive.
It's points-wise, it's crazy expensive. I think it's like 600.
It was 666
for veteran.
Yeah, it was 666 points. All right, why don't you go ahead and pull the die out and see where we're at? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be? I don't want it to be me, actually.
We got to figure out if we want any of our forward guys on the board, our observers and snipers and stuff.
Oh, really? Those go on the board regardless, like spotters and stuff like that? Oh, cool. We put our spotters down, and you put your...
my air observer there, and then my sniper right here.
I ended up putting my spotter up in the 3rd level of this building, this garrison, and everything's deployed hidden.
Yeah, so it's hidden deployment. I got to double check to see if the sniper gets to ignore the modifiers for that. He may not.
Ooh. Interesting.
We'll see.
We'll see. Back to the dice bag.
Turn 1.
10 activations for the Americans in a row.
The Germans first.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not great. Me. Let's do the mortar team first because it cannot arrive and fire anyway, so it's just going to be arriving this turn. If I pass on the order, that is, I fail actually. Huh.
They get a down order.
They're veterans. They get down instead. So I should say, veterans are leadership 10 normally, but to arrive from reserves, it's a -1 to the modifier.
If you're not American.
Americans actually ignore that. That's kind of cool. I get the down order.
Starting to get better at remembering that I gotta pull the dice from today, not just standing here. It's me! Okay, firing the sniper. Up at your observer. I guess I should get my order dice and put it on.
The observer's risking a little bit here, poking his head out, trying to get a scope of the field before the Americans arrive. Now the sniper is unique here, where he does get to ignore, is it pretty much all the modifiers?
Pretty much all the modifiers, well, the cover modifiers.
Which is what all he has right now.
Yeah.
So he should just be hitting on a 3.
Yes.
Nice, all right. Let's see if he's got a good shot. What does he have? What does he have? He does.
Okay.
He is a veteran, does that matter?
Oh yeah, I still gotta roll to
Gotta roll
damage and
all
all
right.
that.
Well, he's part of a veteran mortar team. I assume he's a veteran as well.
Yeah, if he's a veteran mortar team, then yes.
Does the building help?
I gotta go check. Yeah, no.
It says he ignores gun shields and extra protection rules, which I believe is what the building provides
Yes.
here. Blech, that's not much of a veteran, but I mean, everyone's got to get got at some point. New dice. New dice. It's gonna be
Me.
Oh, it's you. It's hard to tell actually.
Oh
from
yeah,
over
so
here.
this is American. Yeah,
There's
okay.
green and gray.
So I made the ill-informed decision, the picking these 2 dice.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to tell from across. I'll just have to have you
I'll
announce
switch your
it.
dice in the next turn.
Ah, that works too.
I'm gonna try to order one of my LMG teams. Well, LMG equipped squads.
The bigger one or the smaller one?
You know what? Whatever the one is in front, the bigger one.
The bigger one. All right. Looking for 10 or lower.
10 exactly.
They're showing up. That's a 4.
Experts. They're gonna actually run on and jump into this building.
Yeah, take the second or the first level of that building.
Indeed, good sir.
Then
It is going to be the Germans.
okay. I go over to here. I should have said earlier, but my officer unit, as well as the veterans with submachine guns, are going to be riding in the half track. I'm going to order the officer unit to go down. They pass. All right. Oh, I actually don't have to roll for that. I can just say that.
Yeah,
I
because
can
if you
take the
failed,
down
you would
order.
have got the down order. So.
Okay, well then down. That's fair. Actually, that's fair. Trying to delay. Ah, Americans.
My half track will be getting the down order.
Oh, you're just hanging out. All right.
It's me again.
Squad inside the half track.
Which is
The submachine gun guys, or the half submachine
one of
gun
the
guys.
half submachine gun squads.
Gotcha. All right.
You ready for it?
Absolutely. You again. All right.
Other light machine gun squads are going to try to come onto the board.
Looking for 10. Oh, they're good. Right between the crater and the fence.
I don't know where.
And could it be me?
It is.
Ah, it is finally. I'm gonna put the down order on the veterans inside of the half track. All right. And Americans. Nice.
I'm going to try to bring on the SMG squad.
That's not in the half track, and they are. Oh wow, they're going down.
Yep.
All right.
Would love to see where all your stuff shows up, please.
That's fair.
Okay, the Germans.
More Germans. I'm gonna say the regular infantry squad's gonna attempt to show up. No matter what I roll with the 1, they're gonna show up, so they're good. It's gonna take a run order though. Running onto the board. They're trying to make their way to the building. Gonna use the fence as some light cover. Stop. What's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? I predict Americans, even though that's.
Dang it!
Hey.
Let's see if we get the officers to show up.
All right, officer rolling. Yes, well enough.
They have shown up.
Right behind the sniper team. And makes sense.
Germans.
My veteran team is going to show up now, and they are going to pass with the 7. They're going to, I think, advance. I'm going to look at the table and decide. We're going to run them up to the woods. Can't quite go into the woods because difficult terrain, so I can't do a run order.
That rough ground.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, next die. Me again. Go with the flamethrower team there and see what they get. They're going to take a run order, and they pass. Actually, they are vets. The only things that are regular, I think I said it earlier, but it's the Tiger, the half track, and one of the infantry squads. Running right up, avoiding the crater. What's it gonna be? You still have your mech, you still have our big things. Yeah.
Fire order from my air observer onto. What squad's gonna be more troublesome? We're gonna say that this squad back here is the target.
These are vets. Those are the regulars. I say that mostly for myself, because I'm gonna forget. Not even enraged, so no point in really rolling and trying to burn an order. Because you'll have.
Okay, so I would have tried to do the airstrike against the Tiger and just pin the heck out of it.
Ah, I see.
But unfortunately,
No Tiger
going that
yet.
way. I could have waited and brought my mechs on first, but I'm also being a big
Scaredy pants.
scaredy pants about that.
Well, I'm just gonna get more American orders.
Dang it!
To attempt.
Try to bring the Jackal on.
Yes.
Okay. And there's that sweet 18 run. Because it's a 12 advance on them.
Might as well see the next one.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Germans!
Ah. How many dice left? One of each?
You should have 2 more after.
Let's do the Panzerfaust team. Yes. I'm going to do advance on them. Advancing on the board, we're going to have our first shot of the game.
Okay.
Panzer.
Second shot of the game, thank you. My sniper.
Oh, that's true. The sniper did get a good shot earlier. Let's see if we can hit here. I don't think it cares about range. No, it doesn't care about the penetration.
It doesn't care about the penetration.
That's right, because it's a shape charge. It does care about the range still, and which will be out of half range here, obviously. I will be just within 24 to take the shot, and see if we hit. Huh. I'll reroll. That's pretty bad. Huh.
Oh.
Hey, so
that's a hit.
That's gonna be a hit.
Oh no,
pretty sure there's light cover there, so I was thinking it was a 5. I was gonna double check afterwards. I was hoping not to roll a 4.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Actually, yeah. Do I get light cover?
Looking at that, I forgot about the penalty for moving as well. I was already calculating the light cover. The light cover wouldn't come into play here because only his little knees are covered, and that's not quite enough to help a vehicle out.
Okay.
But I mean, I still have to hurt you.
What's the bonus to this?
I don't know. I rolled a 3. Holy crap! It's +6 to that roll. I would have hurt that thing on a 2. I would have glanced it on a 2,
Yeah.
I suppose. And it is a 3. It's not destroyed.
Ooh, okay, I think I'm on fire. Yep.
On fire? I've never seen that result before. Is that like a specific chart for them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I remember like 4 up was destroyed.
And then 2 is immobilized, 1 is crew stunned, and 3 is fire.
Fire? All right, we got him. Man, freaking Hans here has shot a bazooka or 2 in his life.
Yeah, that's the. You know what? That was your former mortar gunner.
He's just sprinting up the table with it underslung, just like underneath his arm. Drops to a knee, fires. Get a pin marker, and
So it's an additional pin, and then I gotta take a morale check for the vehicle. If the test is passed, the fire has been put out or fizzles out on its own accord. Place a down order die on the vehicle or changes current to down to show it's halted, cannot take further action. If it's failed, the crew abandons the vehicle and is considered knocked out.
They do that immediately, or when you go to activate him?
No, it's immediate.
Oh, so there's a further chance he's destroyed. Okay.
Yes, if he fails the leadership test.
I assume that's not modified by the 2 pin markers.
I have to check that. All right, so yeah, it does modify here, so I'm looking for 8 or less.
8 or less. You are perfectly fine.
Okay, so he pats the fire out.
He goes to a down order. That shouldn't really matter here.
It shouldn't make any effect. Just means he can't do anything else.
I'll take the 2 pin markers. That's cool. All right, I have a couple dice left in there. I have a half track and a tiger. Yeah, I got 2 activations.
Luka.
Oh, it's me. I'm gonna bring in the half track, and I roll a 3, so it's definitely showing up. I'm gonna probably advance him. I just have to look at the.
The run is 18.
Run's
the
18.
advance is 9.
What an odd number compared to everything else. Okay, well that works. You know, there's no great spot for this half track to go that I immediately see. I gotta put pressure on the middle. I have to defend against this, but I would like these veterans to assault whatever gets near that. Everything I shoot at is gonna be 7s to hit, so I'm not super keen on that, but I also don't really need to advance or run. So I think I'm gonna advance to about here, and then just fire anyways, I guess. It's gonna like drive on. About there. Sounds good, right team? So it'll be 6 shots because of the buzzsaw rule, and we're gonna be firing at the aircraft squad, not the spotters, but the
no, it's a forward air observer.
Forward air observer. So we're hitting on 7s. So we're pretty much 6s into 6s. We got nothing. Now it's just your walker or my tiger. Last thing showing up, and it's gonna be the walker.
My walker's gonna come.
Very interesting.
I will just take the down order. I do not want to get shot at by the tiger right away.
Okay. I can't tell if that's incredibly smart or cowardly.
Why not both?
Why not both? I do have to roll for my tiger to see if it shows up. First die. 5. Oh, he doesn't show up. He's also the down order.
Dang it!
Which is... I'd rather him show up, but the fact that he's not showing up isn't the worst either. I could wait for him to be the last activation next turn. Well, that's the first battle round done. Running over there. What are we rolling off for?
You know what?
I actually don't know what.
3 of them.
What's going on with the 3?
Plane showing up.
Oh, that just happened at the beginning of the battle round?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now we do. You're going to call in an airstrike where your finger is.
Basically right here is where the plane's going to be showing up. So all these squads are going to get D3 minus 1 pin markers.
Okay.
The plane unleashes. And then I think I got to double check to see if they take pins as well.
Gotcha. Josh is picking this point here because he wants to be out of arc for the
flak on that.
Which I honestly forgot he even had anyways. Or that I can't imagine this thing would even be effective at shooting an aircraft down.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's still a machine gun, man. And it's not necessarily shooting it down, but it could be like driving off the aircraft, messing up its pack run or whatever else, you know.
That's fair. I guess I should... maybe consider that for the future. But you know what? I like his position anyways.
All right, so pins. So D3 -1 here. It's within 6 inches of where I said the plane's coming in.
Okay.
And within 6 inches of the target unit.
Who's and they're the target unit?
They were the target unit, correct.
Okay, so we're gonna be hitting them first.
So D3 -1 pins.
So we're gonna get 1.
1. Flamethrower team.
2.
The squad here.
None.
None.
Okay, I'm just gonna go mark them up. Yep. No damage for them though. They just take pin markers because the plane's coming by and they're a little spooked by it.
Yes.
And then these are the target of the airstrike.
So he takes potentially some pins too. He won't get hit, but he's not liking this.
2.
2.
Also hits.
I believe
both
it's also
squads
getting the
inside.
guys inside. Yeah.
Okay, so that'd be two pin markers for all of them. Hopefully it doesn't hurt them too much. Half track has 2 pin markers as well as the officers and the veterans inside.
And then how many pins do they take? D3 -1.
2.
They take 2.
2 for them, but these ones are actually getting lit up by the strafing run.
Now we got to see what kind of
plane it is.
was.
That's right. It's going to be a 5.
So ground attack aircraft.
Well, that's not
That's
good for me.
The best. So D3 additional pin markers.
Okay.
Additional 3.
All right, they're at 5. The 4-inch HE.
So I think we're gonna get all of 3.
All right. Yeah, so hitting that big cluster over here.
Yeah.
These 3 are safe-ish. Is
Well,
there
you
like
can
a
pull casualties from there if you want.
Oh, is that how it works? All right, cool. Is it any bonuses to the pen?
+4.
Oh, I'm about to lose all of those guys.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for me. All right, roll 1s, I suppose. Oh, you didn't even need the bonus
Oh,
pen.
jeez.
That's
Yeah,
all
that's
7
brutal.
dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll take a light machine gun as well because there's no point in having it. There's no loader for it. So they're at a lot of pin markers, and I think I have to take a morale check.
You gotta take an immediate morale check, yeah.
And because I'm playing the revised, and these Fallschirmjäger are not stubborn.
You
as
could
they-
have bought it, but yeah, you didn't.
I didn't. So they actually run away and they're dead. Because they failed. With the -5.
I would have.
Well, that sucked. Now, Josh informed me that he was telling me the difference of the cost.
More than I didn't look it up, but I know that I've got some units that I could pay to upgrade them to be veteran. Like if I was looking at my regular list paratroopers, the veteran paratroopers just have the stubborn built-in. Slightly different warrior loadout sometimes.
Right, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so chances are like they weren't the same cost as the regular Fallschirmjäger anyways.
I didn't look to be precise. I'm used to the Fallschirmjäger being stubborn, and then I realized as I was making...
Because you're forced to pay for the stubborn,
Yeah.
which is built into the cost.
I made a revised list because I had thought I was going to include some K-47 stuff, but
We just tried to use the same K-47. Yeah.
Exactly.
list builds.
Yeah. So that sucks. I would have, well, who gets hit by a plane? I would have run away too, right? We're on to dice. And I think I want to go first. I don't know, actually.
It shall be me.
It'll be Americans anyways. Down order on the half
Down
track?
order and half track, yeah.
All right. Okay, it's dice time. Who's it going to be? Me or you?
Me.
Americans again. We're going to try to advance this little walker here.
Jackal? Jackal? Is it Jackal?
It's a jackal. He should -2. He's actually just going down instead.
Nope. That's something else.
Oh, no. Oh, that's right. That's a foobar.
Yep.
Foobar chart time. Gonna roll a d6, get a 2.
So that is friendly fire.
Okay.
So I don't move. I open fire against a friendly unit mistaken for the enemy. Place a fire order. The opposing player controls the firing unit as if it were its own, except that you can target friendly. Or targets must have an enemy unit within 12 inches. Proximity to enemy is precisely what caused the friendly fire. If not, it just gets the down.
Okay, so
So
you
you're
get
not within 12, so I just get a down order.
Okay.
But if Luka had a squad within 12, then we get to take control of him and shoot at something friendly.
I had to have a squad near him for him to fire one of your stuff?
Yeah, well, because that's where the friendly fire is supposed to represent. Because we did this incorrect in the one game.
Oh.
That there's enemies nearby and he's freaking out and he mistakes one of the friendly units as the enemy unit he knows is close by.
Okay, well he just goes down instead then.
Still not.
Okay. Well, keep this trend going, I suppose.
Yeah, we're going to.
More Americans.
Order this squad to run, and they're going to go ahead and just be garrisoning this building. They're going to hang tight right there. They're on the ground floor. My hands are too big and dumb down.
Get in there.
Work.
I get that. And hey, it's me finally. Let's see if the mortar team shows up now. They do. Yes, they do. Looking for at least a 9 on them. I was gonna run the mortar team. We're not gonna run them. We're not actually gonna run them. I guess the mortar's like facing that way. It looks a little bit more proper. We're just gonna move them to there. Works, I suppose. I just want to be able to see that building and that building, and like the general area too in the middle. Done. And more Germans. I'm gonna order the veterans inside of the transport to take the down action. I don't have to roll for that, but they have a I guess I should rally. Why wouldn't I rally? Right?
I'll double check. I think you can rally if you're on board.
I'll roll a rally anyways, and I rolled a 7. They rally. They only had 2 pin markers, so they'd lose d6 plus 1. Next order. It's gonna be you.
Me. We're gonna have the MG team fire. Yeah, over at your bazooka team.
Oh, okay. We're saying that big gap there will provide
2 windows worth of shooting.
2 windows worth of shooting, so we're gonna fire the bar and the light machine gun.
The BAR.
Oh, BAR.
I said it wrong last time, and now I'm atoning for my sentence.
Okay, the BAR over here. Pretty heavy cover because of this thing in the way. So, a small team, heavy cover, and range for -4.
Yep.
Fishing for 6s. Into potentially more 6s. We got half 6s, but can they roll in the 6s again?
Beards! No.
No, not quite. All right, let's try it again. It's gonna be
me again.
All right, and then the
we're gonna go for a down order on the squad inside the half track.
Gotcha. But the dice say me.
It is the Germans.
I'm just gonna order these guys to run. They're gonna go into the garrison here, and they're gonna try and cover fire. So I guess the only option I have now are the veterans in there to try and go for it, or I can try and draw out a draw. But these are just regular guys, so they're gonna go in and try and use the defensible terrain there. So a run order. In they go on the first floor. There's gonna be a window on this side. And then there's like a window.
The window right here.
Over there, yeah. There you go. On the first floor of the building. More dice, please.
Coming right up. Will be more Germans,
I mean, I guess I'll fire the Panzerfaust, the anti-tank team over here.
Panzer
Panzer yeah, Panzerfaust, the other one. They do have a pin marker on them, and they're okay. They lose that pin marker, and they fire. Should be hitting on a 4 because of range penalties. Oh, the hit.
Stop.
And
nothing.
Nada. And next dice.
Me. I'm gonna try to order my other SMG vet squad onto the board.
No.
Nope, they rolled an 11 again.
Next die. Not a whole lot left. More Americans. I forgot to increase the pin marker on the Jackal because it did get hit by the bazooka.
Officer is gonna opt to run. Let's come back over here.
Behind the building. More dice. Okay.
I'm gonna have the sniper team go ahead and try to ding a shot at the mortar team.
Oh, I guess that's right. You don't care about the modifier. Just hitting on a 3.
Yeah, I gotta check if I'm in range, but I think I am.
You hit, and then see if you wound. No. Still a pin marker on them, but no damage. All right, what do we got?
Bound to pull some of yours.
All right, we got another American die. Try and bring the
walker on the board.
And he is showing up.
Okay.
Jumping on over there with an advance.
Yes.
No running. But that means we could shoot guns.
I'm gonna fire the twin coax machine gun instead of the autocannons and bazookas because the bazookas are out of range. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, like Josh knows I moved up 6 with them. He moved up 12 with them. We know it's 4 feet apart, so that's 30 inches without even having to measure. So we got some penalties here. Moving, small team, soft cover.
Yep, so I should just be looking for 6s.
And we got 2. That's a pin marker.
Okay.
And
your vets?
yes. So 5s. Nada. But a pin marker. I got like 4 dice left in there and you have 1.
I know, it's kind of awkward.
Huh.
Okay, it's Luka.
It's me. There we go. Rally the officer. Or attempt a rally on the officer. Aha. Passes. Oop. Only had 2 pin markers. Alright then, continue. It's gonna be neat. Is your like last activation the sniper?
No,
it's your air
observer.
Air observer.
You.
It's me. Why do you want the air observer to go last? Am I missing something?
Oh, I may have been trying to call in a plane on that Tiger.
Oh, you can call a plane in twice.
Yeah.
I thought it was like next battle round.
No.
Oh, that's
no,
cool.
it resolved already.
Nice.
His air, yeah. I couldn't if that didn't resolve yet. So, okay, so if the plane hadn't showed up,
okay.
I couldn't call one, but as soon as the plane shows up.
Got you.
Because that's at the beginning of the turn.
Right.
Then the idea is that he's talking, he's calling in the airstrike, calling them in.
Right.
And then once the plane makes its attack run, he's free to activate. So I didn't have to use his activation after the plane came in. That's pre-pulling in dice.
Gotcha. I'm going to order that flamethrower team to run. But they have a couple pin markers on them, I believe. They do indeed. But we're going to pass. So they're going to lose a pin marker, down to 1, and they're going to run, also garrison the building. I'm just gonna hang it over there. Just gonna use that to just jump out at a later turn to be efficient, maybe. Because there's definitely nothing for them over here to really affect. All right, we got a few more dice in there. More German stuff. We're going to declare an advance on the half track, but we have pin markers. We pass. We're down to 1 pin marker. So we move forward 6, pivot, and then move forward the rest 3-inch move. We're gonna fire the medium machine gun at pretty much everything's like super hard to hit right now, just because of the.
Yeah, you get a pin marker.
I got a pin marker.
You move, so you're automatically -2.
So I'm hitting on 5s, and then shooting at either one of the buildings is 7s. Shooting at the soft cover special weapon or the team is 7. So I'm just gonna fire at 6 shots. At I don't know, but to save myself brain power, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's what I'm gonna fire at. Rerolling. So I'm firing at them apparently. 6s? Nope. All right, didn't think so. We got 1 dice each, I think. Me. Oh, it's my tiger. But the question is, does it show up? We're gonna do.
Get a roll. What
an advance. We gotta roll that. We're gonna advance. We're gonna move 9 to there. We're gonna fire down the table.
Oh, it'd be great if you didn't.
At the big mech.
Okay.
I moved. Long range. See if I get lucky. Oh, I do. Naturally. This is a super heavy anti-tank gun.
Great.
84-inch range. It can shoot from the. It can shoot farther than the table. Why would they even bother making an 84? Can you play on bigger tables? I guess you could.
You always play
I guess you could. Yeah, you can play.
6x4 is the standard, but sure, we're playing a
36 by 36.
Sure.
Sure.
Go for it.
Absolutely. Why not?
Those pushy.
Yeah, you had the little pushy sticks. There you go. So he's gonna fire down the table. At
you
that
already
guy.
did. Now you're just gonna roll and see what happens.
Don't roll a 1. Okay, that's
okay.
That is an 11.
Yep.
And it is not destroyed. But that was a 10 on the pen roll because the long range. Should note that.
Still good enough.
Still good enough. Yeah. 2 pin markers for that hit because of the additional pin on the result.
This feels strangely familiar to another one of my big vehicles I took once.
All right. This time it's not getting outclassed by a smaller vehicle though, right?
It's true.
That's
that hero. That
the little Stoog. Yeah. And your aircraft man, guy with goggles and phone.
Yeah.
Does he have a plan?
Well, I honestly thought you were gonna bring the tiger on the side, and I was gonna probably.
I figured I thought I was gonna do it, but I wanted to stay away from their hands because I figured I have no idea what their rules are for punching.
They're able to go punch vehicles and stuff.
But I figured they were good at punching vehicles.
They're not the best at it, but they're not terrible.
Well, I figured the only answer you had was over there, and this thing's got like ridiculously long range. I know Tiger Fear is not gonna come into play. He'll come in later. He'll try and do that later.
It's still gonna be a thing, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's awful.
And I figured the aircraft thing wouldn't hit him as bad over here, or at least it wouldn't hit the rest of my stuff.
That's the thing, is that, and as much as I hate to say it, like, I'm going to give a fire order because that's the last order there.
Yeah.
I could try to call in an airstrike on him right now, but I don't know how much that will benefit me. I think I just have to kind of suck it up and deal with his firepower.
Well, the one thing I hate is that he has to move every turn to get real value. He's hitting on 4s constantly. Well, I guess you know what? I can actually get in half range realistically with that gun because it's 84 inches, so 42-inch range. Oh, nice.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Granted, that's probably like 48, that shot there, so it was -1 to hit anyways, without even measuring.
I hate to say that. I think they're just going to take a down order because I don't want to bomb that tiger.
So if you declare a fire, you have to fire the strike next turn?
Well, okay, so that I've called the plane in. So
yeah.
if I give him a fire order, I declare a unit, and that's the target. And then I roll every turn to see if the plane comes in on that target.
Oh, I see. So if you declare a fire order, you'd be like, that's who I'm firing at, so the plane might show up and go for that.
When the plane shows up, it's going to go for that. I just don't know when it's going to show up.
I understand. I was confused how it worked before. Gotcha.
Maybe not my best choice, but I'm going to fire at the Panzerschreck team. I kind of fear them.
Okay,
I can't have them keep just dinging shots off me like that.
Now that I understand how it works a little bit more, I should probably keep everything away from them, if I can.
Ideally,
is it 6 inches?
It's 6 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also have the plane.
You choose
18.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't buy the Pinto mounted on this guy, so we can't. That's a good thing I didn't. I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
All right. So that's how I can change my mind. They're just staying with the down order.
So you're down order, not calling in an aircraft
Nope.
until the next turn. That's it for the second battle round. We're going on to the third one. I have a lot of pin markers spread throughout my forces, but I'm trying to get them low. Yeah, I guess new battle round. Bring out a die. What's it gonna be? Germans. Interesting.
That was you missed the chance to say what's it gonna be? Germany.
Oh, you're right.
so
Oh, my
disappointed
bad.
in you.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I actually wanted. I was like, oh, I hope it's
I got so
American.
excited because I thought you were going to say it.
No, it wasn't. Much as I want to do fun tiger things, I think he's actually best to activate last. So what I will do is Bazooka Team, Panzer Shrek. They've been lucky so far. They're going to declare a fire. And
Take your order test.
take my order test, see what we get. We pass because we're vets. We only have
Barely,
one.
yep.
We only have one pin
Dang.
marker, and that means we are hitting on 4s right now because of range into the jackal because he's still mobile. 4 to hit. Oh, we got it.
Stop!
And oh, we don't do damage. We don't.
Stop!
But we pin him.
You're just scaring him.
That's a 4th pin marker. Okay, that's it for them. I'm gonna put the fire order on
Dang
there.
it.
That might not matter. You might still be fine.
Well, I'm at a huge penalty though. Like it's almost to the point where I want to rally him because he's not going to hit anything.
Just a burn a turn, yeah. Oh, what's the dice say?
Me.
Okay, Americans.
I was going to fire him. This might be a waste, but I don't know what the right thing to do is, folks.
Are we firing into the building or at the Panzer Shrek team?
I think it's at the Panzer Shrek team.
All right. I feel like I've gotten good value out of them. I think.
Okay.
And he is going to.
Barely pass.
He does pass, so he loses a pin marker. Down to 1. And then we're firing the machine guns.
Yeah.
Boop. Looking closer at it, the guns are like way up here, so obviously not caring about that at all while firing them. They're still a small team and over half range, so it's -3 because of the pin marker. So 6s. We have a hit. Now, does it hurt them? Looking for a 5. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We kill the loader guy and we put a pin marker on them. And that's it. New dice.
It's me again.
More Americans.
I'm going to put this squad on.
The sniper team.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Do I care about the sniper team being on it? No, I'm going to put this squad on ambush in here.
Alrighty. Very nice. That's the veteran team with the machine gun in the building. New dice.
Because you got a sneaky flamethrower who's going to jump out and try to shoot at me, but I will shoot at him first.
Fair. I do have a flamethrower team in there. Absolutely, I do. And it's gonna be more Americans. Forgot about these guys.
I'm going to try to order the veterans on. It should have been here turn 1. It's an unmodified 10.
All right, here we go. Yes.
Boy, howdy.
The veterans are here.
Yeah, right. There you go. They should have been further up than that already.
If they could have been on the objective.
Yep, they could have.
Unfortunately. I mean, I don't really have any great grab for it either. I've been kind of reserved with my little
Here.
half track. All right, more Americans. We're right for a rally on the jackal.
Just going to try to regain his composure. He's fine.
Should be a 10. You are fine. So it's D6 plus 1 pin markers. 2.
No.
He still has 2 left. All right, well, that's unfortunate. Still some gain.
Yeah, there was some benefit there.
American? No, it's Germans.
The Germans.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order a fire on this mortar team. We're gonna see what we get. Do I have 1 pin marker? Yeah, it's 1 pin marker. They are veterans. That's Fubar. And it's gonna be same thing. So it should just be down
They just
order.
down order, yeah.
Let's go down instead. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Thank you.
Womp womp.
Yeah, it's because their amazing commander gunner dude is now firing a Panzer Shrek instead.
I just wanted to hit the 6 so bad. They were gonna do it. I knew they were gonna do it too. More Germans. Okay. I'm gonna activate I'm gonna use fire on the regular Fallschirmjäger inside of the building.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm probably gonna do that. I gotta figure out what the windows look like against that veteran team that just showed up. Fire 2 light machine guns from that window for those veterans. So both light machine guns are 10 shots on 3s because there's no cover in the way. We have 1 miss.
Oh boy.
That's a pin marker, and it kills only 1.
Okay.
All things considered, not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, what's it gonna be? More of me. Guess I don't want to, but I'm going to. We're gonna do an advance
Ooh.
on the half track who has 1 pin marker on him. It's always kind of stressful. We're good. Right? Should be good, yeah. He's a regular. Okay, so we're just gonna putt. Yeah, I'm gonna putt back a little bit, just because I don't want to block the tiger too badly. And this should still be adequate for what I want. Move there, and then we're gonna fire the medium machine gun at the veterans in front of him as well. 6 shots because of buzzsaw on 4s because we moved. Oh, it stops 1 hit. That's a pin marker, and it kills 1. But what is it gonna be?
Me.
Americans. Try and get that half track on the board. I'm not too sure where it's showing up. Josh is obviously outflanking it somewhere. Yes, it's showing up. So it can enter from up to 24 inches because it's the 3rd turn and we're doing an advance. So it's gonna move 9.
Yes.
So pivoted first, move 9. Keep getting near the tiger. It was not within. It probably wasn't within 18 for Tiger Fear. Not that matters. No, it doesn't matter.
No,
It's on the board.
It's on the board.
Yeah, it's true. We're gonna fire the heavy machine gun because it does have a pen value
There's
to
a
it.
chance that I could put some pin markers on you. Not a great chance.
And so, for anyone who's curious and not familiar with bolt action, this can't hurt me, but because they're only regular of their training, they think that it could hurt them, so they get a little scared.
It's a fairly decent sized round that they'll hear kind of shooting at them. So there's a 50-50 chance that hits cause pins.
And we have 2 hits.
Yep.
So is that so that's just 1 pin, right?
Yes.
Or is it? Okay.
Let me check here.
Because it took a hit from a weapon with some pen on a 4-up, or is it a 1, 2, 3? I take a pin. Doesn't really miss.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
On a 1 to 3, you take a pin. So
Okay.
you do take a pin
He
marker.
does take a pin marker because the crew inside are a little
They're not
worried.
quite sure how big of a round that is that just hit.
You can see the value in upgrading that guy to a veteran now.
Yeah, the veteran never has to worry about that.
Only the actual
Right.
rounds
Now,
that
if
could
you
hurt
were
it.
inexperienced, the way it works is that you would be taking pins, I think, as long as I'm a heavy weapon, no matter what.
Right. What classifies as a heavy weapon?
Anything with a at least +1 armor pen value.
Okay. That's a little concerning. Well, more dice now, though. What do we have?
Germans.
That's unfortunate I got that. I'm going to give you some rundown of what I'm thinking here. I could activate the Tiger and he can just shoot at the Jackal or whatever, like, kind of unimportant thing to shoot at.
Have you already taken my Mud Skipper out of your mind? Is he already out of the game?
He's out of the game, yeah. He
Okay,
can't. He can't move. I'm not worried about him.
That's fair. Anything? Well, he's got like kind of a weird arc with the one thing.
That's great. I need to worry about things that can threaten that. Now, I was because I drew this now, I wanted Josh has 5 dice left. I needed him to activate them as well because they can just assault whatever goes through the objective.
I got 2 more dice sitting in the half track.
Yeah. So just a burn there. It's unfortunate circumstances there. So I think I'm forced to try and go for a draw now, as opposed to I could have the veterans come out and try and jump on it and grab it. But that's just throwing their life away because we have an ambush, and then Josh could activate again and just charge them and probably kill them. Unless the dice are wonky. I think I'm going to go for a gamble here, and if it works, it puts me in an amazing position. The Tiger's going to activate and just shoot everything. I'm going to advance. I'm going to fire everything into there.
So that'll be the hull machine gun and then the
yeah.
gun.
I might just...
Or the coax machine gun instead.
If I don't advance, I get a better to hit, though.
You know, imagine if you bought the pintle gun.
On second thought, with how unlikely that, even though that plan would be amazing if it worked, I am just going to advance the veteran team out of the half track here and see where that gets me. Now, they don't have any pin markers on them. They're just going to step on out. So they're advancing out like that. We're going to put the NCO with the AR on the objective. So he's...
I will interrupt your move and do the ambush shots.
Alrighty, here we go. So we got 2 windows over there, so I assume the BAR, light machine gun, and 2 rifles?
Yes, sir.
Alright. We got a bunch of shots hitting on 3s. Okay, 4 hits. It's still a pin marker, though, which gives me a -1 to hit, which isn't great. And 5s to kill. You would get 3, eh? Alright, let's see if this sticks, if it can hurt the NCO or not. No, okay. So it's 3 of them dead.
Oh, I'm sorry about your squad there, Luka.
They get the pin marker. Now they finish their move. That's how they finish their move. The NCO will carry that. And let's go ahead and fire our guns at the veterans in front of me because I wouldn't mind putting a little bit more pin markers on them if I can.
Oh, they're already in 2, though.
I got the 3 submachine guns that should be within a foot. So we're going to be hitting on 5s with the submachine guns because of range. The AR is also going to be range. Yeah, so it's all the same. Okay. Lots of shots hitting on 5s. We get a pin marker and a couple hits. And it kills 1. All right. Well, at least things are consistent.
Why are you slowly whittling down the men with the rifles?
That was my activation. Not in love with it, by the way, but could be worse. Now who's it gonna be? Oh,
Me!
Now it's you. Squad in the half track is going to advance out. I'm pretty sure they don't suffer the effects of Tiger Fear because they don't have line of sight because they're not on the table. They're off the table when they take the order.
That's the best I can figure for that, too.
That works for me as well.
I can't assault out, but I can get in your grill.
Boom. Hello. Is there like a tank shock mechanic? Can I run the order?
There definitely is. I don't know how it works.
Cool.
But you could give him an assault order, yeah.
Advance order or run order?
You give the run and then basically you say you're doing it's the same as like assaulting with an infantry squad.
Interesting. And to the dice bag.
Risky play, don't love that. I already see what I should have done instead, but that's okay because I'm gonna pull me again.
All right, Americans.
And ambush on the sniper.
Ambushing from the sniper. All right. More dice.
Germany.
Germany, all right. We're going to advance the officer and his 2 close buddies off of the half track as well and see if we can put more pin markers on the veterans. I'm going to advance over here, jumping out of there, and we're going to take shots. So I want to make sure I'm not like getting near them for firing at those vets. Should be 6 shots, hitting on 4s because of range. We have 3 hits, so that's a pin marker, and 5s to cause actual. Oh, we killed 2. Does it kill the NCO? No, it does not. It just kills 2 guys. All right, they're getting hurt. We're lighting them up. That's it for them.
Bro.
We're kind of putting everything we have on the table here in the middle to try and make a push to this objective. It's not great, a bit risky, but it's kind of cool.
The Americans.
Oh, Americans. Ah, yes, okay.
Let me go for a fire order onto your officers unit.
Yeah, that's fair. I expected that too. I was going to call in the airstrike for next turn. More dice.
Potentially for next turn.
Potentially, that's right.
Germany.
More Germany. Okay, I think I literally only have one more act. Oh, I got the flamers.
You go.
I'm going to declare an advance on the flamer team, but they do have a pin marker on them. They're okay. They lose the pin marker. Double checking they have 1. They have 1. And they're going to just pop out and throw flames at the veterans inside of the building who ambushed earlier.
See where they end up because the sniper.
Yeah, we got the sniper team too, yeah. I know, couldn't avoid that. They're just going to go like right. They're just going to go within 6 inches of fire at that, so they're going to end up about here. So they're poking out. I want to get within half range of the building, so I'm going to take almost a full 6-inch move.
I think these guys are going to just fire standard rifles too.
Okay.
I don't think I'm within 12, but I don't want to risk it because I'd auto miss if I use the scope.
Oh.
So they're just both going to fire their rifles.
2 shots.
I got a check range here. Just outside of 12.
Just
so
outside of
4
12.
is to hit you.
Oh, I got a pin marker on him. Gonna hurt him? Let's see. Dang.
And then, is it exceptional damage?
Let's see.
Feared. Yep.
So it kills the flamethrower?
The man with the flamethrower is the one that dies.
Oh, well, that's kind of lackluster. Well, I'm a little disappointed, folks. But he is dead. Let's see if it would have hit. He would have. Yeah, he would have hit. Oh, shucks. Scratch that. Forgot. I am a small team. You actually need an additional -1 modifier
I'm
on
so
there.
disappointed I went over to read all this.
I forgot about that too.
I'm glad we did it right, but
Yeah.
oh man.
So I guess I. Okay, no, I was like, do I just reroll the hit? I do hit still. In the end, I still hit. And
Woo!
it's but the way flamers work, it's D6 hits.
Yep.
So 2.
Okay.
And it's got additional pen to it, so it kills 2 of them because I think it's got a pen of 1, and it always ignores the defensible thing.
Yeah.
And they get D3 plus 1 pin markers for 3 pin markers. Then you got to do the immediate morale check, which you are going to fail. They're dead.
They're gone.
Yep. They all panicked and fled. So it went from the flamethrower dying to the flamethrower killing the veteran team. Like when we were playing it off camera when we were learning, we thought the flamethrower automatically hit. And we were like, wow, that thing's busted. We're never bringing that. It's still pretty good though. But am I out of fuel? I'm not. So I still have fuel.
Oh no.
Okay. Good job, flamethrowers.
Oh jeez.
Okay, well, that's gonna bring
You
it.
see why flamethrowers are good now?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that absolutely. More that's my tiger.
Tiger.
Josh vaguely explained the rules for.
Basically, you could assault me if you wanted to, and I take a morale test, and if I fail it, I'm destroyed, and otherwise you just displace my squad.
We're just going to fail a morale check. I immediately regret not making the veterans. They're going down.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have taken the pin marker.
That's the thing, yeah. That sucks. Next die? I think it's just you now. I'm
It's
out.
just me. I just got 2 squads.
You got 2 squads.
So let's have my officer go first.
We're declaring a run here. We're going to assault
Yes.
this veteran
I'm
squad.
within 12.
What a surprise.
Who could thunk it?
We got to fight.
This assault could still go terribly.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. You still have a...
I gotta double check. You might get penalties for pin markers on you when you go to swing back. I'm not sure.
You know what? If I'm
we'll
even there
find
when I
it.
swing back, we'll figure
Okay, so I got 6 dice and I gotta roll. Are you regular or
They're
vet?
those are
So I
vets,
gotta roll
yeah.
5s.
You got 2. And then I guess I swing back with my 2 guys. So I'm going to take
Yes, let me check that.
the non-NCO. Unless you roll the 6, can you do exceptional damage? You might get exceptional damage on the 6. No. Okay, so it just kills those 2 veterans. And then I'm going to check to see if I get negatives to my return
No, you
test.
should be good.
Oh, you probably get tough fighters or something with your...
Nope.
Never mind, you have no SMGs in there.
Not a 1.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my whole 2 attacks back. Do I get any penalties for the pin marker?
No.
I kill one, but they
You
have
get to roll it again.
tough fighters. I kill one. So I lose the whole unit. So I kill one guy in return, but then I buckle and run. And because you killed me in assault, you get to nab that.
Okay.
I can get rid of that die too.
Little consolidate.
Ooh, we're gonna call that little A. All right, that's where they end up. The plane might just save them.
Or if I roll a 1, you could just declare them as the new target.
That's true. Very true. Okay, that's it for the orders. Everything. We're done the third battle round. We're on to the fourth one. All right, let's see if this strike comes in.
Okay.
Oh,
Does.
6. We come in from this angle.
Actually, no. I gotta figure out. No. Okay. I got some flak on the board.
You do?
Technically, he's got flak. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna have the plane come in from back over here.
Okay. I'll put pin markers on
See if
them.
I can put pin markers.
You should. If you like pick that spot, that's within 6 of both easily.
So the flak that I have that's in range is here. It's a 2-up. He's a veteran to not shoot at the plane.
He knows a thing or two. He's
So
fine.
yeah, that's one of ours.
Yeah, so we're gonna show up from this point. They're both within 6, and then they're gonna be the target. So they're both gonna take some pin markers. They're both gonna take some pin markers, but they're gonna take some damage. All right, what do we got?
D3 -1.
So 2 more pin markers on the Panzer Shrek, and 1 more on the mortar team. I guess we're also picking like this area here for the squad inside the building. I didn't even see them there. I didn't even
Well,
yeah.
they're also within 6 here.
Oh, I guess yeah. Either way then. Yeah. So D3 -1 on them. So 2 on them, and then
Sure.
2 on them.
And then you're
The half track. None.
no.
They're all nice and pinned up, and we have to see what kind of aircraft this is.
Yes.
We don't want the 5 again, but a 6. Is
There
that
it
even
is.
better?
That's 5 and 6 is the same one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well that's not ideal. So we're gonna put the blast marker on them, and bloop, pretty much don't roll 1s. Don't roll 1s. Everyone, they're all dead. Boom. Absolutely annihilated. These aircraft.
Ground attack aircraft. I got some.
Wrecking
I don't
me.
know. I guess they're Thunderbolts.
Maybe.
47s.
Okay, well that's not ideal.
And again, it would have been the 4-inch blast down on them. We didn't
Yeah.
need to show that
Exactly.
it's all free.
They were all hit. Didn't
The
even need to show
1-inch
that.
blast would have gone.
No problem there. Is it gonna be me or you? Oh,
Me.
That's unfortunate.
Run.
Yeah. Boom. A new dice.
Will be the Germans.
I have to try to desperately catch them, which is not ideal. Let's see what we can do with this flamer team. No, we're gonna do an advance on the Tiger. Let's see what we can do with you. We got some crazy like Hail Mary shots. We pass. Lose our pin, and we can activate. So we're gonna pivot like that and just go forward 9. Get the intel. It'll be -2 to hit because the building's obscuring a lot of them, and then the complete tree is blocking the rest of them. I can see the light machine gun team and like the officer beside them. So let's see if the shell hits. It does not because it is -3 because I moved. Very close though.
Vegetation. That's not hard cover of the tree.
It's okay. So I was thinking about that. I just didn't want to say. I figured like I don't know. It's like pretty,
Of course you should have said it.
I don't know. It's like I figured it'd be -2, but like I guess they got strict rules for vegetation.
You're good there.
Vegetation.
What
just
size
-1.
blast is it?
I don't know. We're gonna plant the shot right there.
Less than ideal.
So it should be hitting 5 models with a
Yep.
5 because there's like 2 on the. Don't roll 1s. They're all dead.
What's the bonus to it?
+3 pens, so these are all 5s, and those are well killing.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So the intel's right there, out in the open, and the machine gun shots just shoot into their corpses. Okay, so we're done
We're gonna
there.
talk about that shot a lot in the post game.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the post game. We have different philosophies here.
Yes. It is me.
All right, Americans. Well, I got what I wanted done, but I mean, you can still make a move forward, which is unfortunate. But you have, how many pin markers are on those vets? 3, 4? I think 4.
3.
3? Okay.
Nope, 4.
Okay, 4 sound. 4. I'm trying to remember if it was 4 or not, but I couldn't quite remember.
Run order, which would be an assault.
Yes, and we're looking for -2. And you are going to pass. You lose a pin marker, down to 1. And he's active. He just, he's going to charge them. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I get to figure out how this works now.
You know what? Instinctively, I was just going to take him off the board. But I guess, like, we should roll C.
Okay, so I'm going to choose to punch you with the fist instead of the point blank fire. 2 attack space, 1 extra for each of the fists, and then -1 for each pin marker round. So I should have 3 attacks here with a +3 pen.
Right. They're good. Punch. I wasn't sure if I should activate them first and flame something over there, or go for the Hail Mary shot on the Tiger tank. I was worried about Josh. If I activated them first and Josh pulled the die, which he's more likely to do, I'm not too sure what the tank hunter thing is. He explained it.
They don't get the penalty when they go to charge the tank.
Right, and then they have anti-tank grenades, and I didn't want to look too deep into it, but I was afraid, so I'm like, I'm going to do the Hail Mary shot first, and then probably sacrifice them. But these guys, they did a cool thing already. All right, no, flamers are dead. Well, what do we got next? More Americans?
Germans!
Okay. We're going to advance the regular infantry. Double ones.
That's the insane bravery.
Does that matter at all?
You might get to clear extra pins, I think.
Oh, they apparently have 2 pin markers. Oh, they have 2 pin markers because of the aircraft. That's right. That'd be D6 plus 1 pin markers. I only have the 2, but there we go. I'm losing 2. There we go. We'll put an advance on them. They're going to move out of the building and see what they can do. They're advancing out like that, and we're going to put shots into the sniper team to try and get pin markers on them. All right, so these are 6s with the light machine guns because we are in half range, but we moved, firing into soft cover, and they're a small team. Oh, you dodged it. Okay, that's not great. So that took up 2 of my rifles to be loaders for them. We have the AR on the boss man, who is also 6.
Were that just machine guns at first?
Those are just machine guns, yeah. We miss with the AR, and then we have a couple rifles. 5 rifle shots, all miss. Those are 6s into 6s. You dodged it. You dodged that. And more dice.
More Germans.
Okay, nice. All right, then. I think we're just going to fire with this.
Yeah, that works.
Just the same concept into the sniper team. Wow. So we are going to have 6 shots at -2 to hit. So 5s. Oh, we got 2 hits. That's a pin marker. And we don't kill other veterans, I assume.
Yeah, they're veterans.
Just a pin. And new dice. Probably Americans at some point. There we go.
Officer will run.
Officer, run. Boom. Ending back there,
I have my order dice still on them.
trying to go for the objective. I suspect the Americans are going to get it in the end, but I'm going to try and make it as hard as I possibly can.
And the right way to think. It's me again.
All right, more Americans. Attempting an advance with the veterans.
Is that really what I want to do? Like, I'm not likely to hit. I'm going to rally them instead.
Attempting
I need to win the fight for next turn.
Okay. And they are passing. So they're going to lose D6 plus 1 pin markers. 2.
Why? Why does this keep happening?
It's rough. It's not great. I mean, still better than 4. Better than 4. Next dice. I don't even know what I want to do if it's me. I got like a couple random straight shots. It's me, Germans. Okay, cool. I'm going to do a shot. Just have 3 pin markers on him. We're going to rally this guy, I guess. No. What do we hit on? 2.
No, you're also an additional -1 for not having your loader.
So I'm -3 for that. So that's 6s and then range for 7. So yeah, I guess we'll rally. Ooh, gross. We'll rally! Or at least an attempt at rallying. Stupid airplanes. We rally because he's a veteran. And he's going to lose all his pin markers.
Wow.
Right. All right. I only have one more die in the anyways. It's for my mortar team.
Do it, boys.
All right, they're going to hit my tank. We get to see how this works. We're doing an order at -1 because the Tiger Fear, it pretty much puts a pin marker on them even if they don't have any. It's in 1 additional pin marker. They pass anyways.
They're okay.
All right, so how does this work?
So in I go. Now, since you made the advance, if you hadn't made the advance, I'd hit you on 4s. I hit you on 6s because you did advance.
Because I'm quick.
Yeah, you're moving.
Look at me move.
Looking for 6s.
We got 2 of them.
Now, the way it would work is I roll a d6.
Okay.
And I add 2 to it. And then see if that damages.
So you get up
so
to
I can't
8.
damage you.
So you roll a 6, and the armor is 10 on this bad boy. So you stick grenades in, but it's all superficial.
Right. And then I think I bounce back an inch.
Do I get a pin marker on it?
50-50, you take the pin.
I do. Okay. So I take a pin, and they back off. They plant the grenades, back off for the explosion. Did we do it? No.
No.
Back to being pinned by everyone.
Technically, I make a regroup. So I move 5 inches.
Also, you don't get backed off an inch. You actually.
Yeah, I get to. So I'm just going to kind of.
Okay, cool.
I'm over here now.
And I only have 1 die left in there.
Means. Fire at your bazooka, man.
Are we firing machine guns?
Yeah.
Only got the 1 pin marker on him. He is fine. Ooh. Here we go. 5s to hit because a small team in range. We have 3
That's
hits.
3.
And we need a 5 to kill. We only got 1 guy left.
Math says.
We
got him.
You did. My bazooka. All right, new dice. Okay.
These guys are just going to advance down a level. I'm just gonna fire 2 rifles here now.
All right, should be
bang.
-1 for range. We got a hit anyways. And does
Good.
it hurt? Should be a 4 to kill here. No, it's a pin marker on him. And me, my mortar team. We're gonna declare a fire with my mortar team. We have 3 pin markers on us, so let's see what we get. Oh, drop die. We haven't fired at all with it yet, so aha! We fail, because we're actually leadership 7, because we have 3 pin markers on us. All right, so we just go down instead. I could have rallied, but I mean, like, what am I gonna get out of a rally? If your answer was you get to fire the next turn, you're right. If I wanted to take the game, we'll fire this turn. Josh has his last 2 activations.
I don't know why I'm stealing this from you.
We have to do Tiger Fear on this guy for whatever he's doing.
Actually, yeah, he'll run. He's fine.
He's good. I'm gonna go behind the...
Pivot a little bit. I'm gonna go like 9 to here.
Boop.
And then I'm gonna awkwardly try to pivot again. Boop. And go another 9.
All right, let's go.
He'll get to somewhere to shoot something eventually.
And then Sniper Team.
They are going to be advancing.
All right, let's see if that 1 pin marker I put on them will matter. It does not. So
Not at all. They had the officer nearby too.
they did, yeah. So they're gonna lose that and they get to move through the woods. We're gonna leave the woods
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so they can run later. Yeah. That's it for the battle round. We're on to the 5th one now. I've only got 4 ordered dice left in there.
Yes.
Not great. I actually don't know what my plan going forward is either. We're gonna just wing it and see what we get. Might be American dice. It is American dice. Oof. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Assault!
Keep going. Keep on going.
He's gonna get the 1 on him, which is now cleared.
Nice.
And
In he goes. Now he gets a full 4 attacks.
yeah.
And 2s. Kills all 4. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those are just regular rifles. And then I get to strike back maybe, but
You
I
get
need
to
6s.
swing back. You need 6s though.
6 guys. I would need 6s and a 6s.
No. So there's a 6, and now what you do is you make a hit on me
Right.
with the armored pen of +1.
So no.
Which does nothing.
So I needed more. The more 6s I got, the more likely I was to hurt you. Now
I think
this
I
is.
still take a 10 from the hit though.
Okay. Is that squad wiped out now? Because
Yeah, because you lost.
Bye bye. We do get to consolidate. 5. All right. Now you. Whoa.
Me again, actually.
We're gonna try some more tank bombs,
Yes.
tank grenades.
At -1.
Tiger Fear. No, you're
No,
good.
we don't fear no tiger.
In they go to attempt this again. Ooh, and you can actually hit better because I haven't had a chance to activate them.
Right. Get him.
We have quite a bit more hits. We have 4 hits
4
this
hits.
time.
So this is +4 pen.
You still need a 6
Yeah.
to hurt him.
Yeah.
No. All right, but another pin marker. Maybe. On a 4 up?
Yes.
No.
No.
All right.
And then
And then they 2 inches now. Get out of here.
it's not working.
They told us this would work. New dice. More Americans.
Me again.
Attempting an advance.
Yes. See if they can't get it. You got the officer close by.
And they are. I think they're good because of the opposite.
They are good because of the officer, so they're gonna clear pin. They were at 2.
They were at 2. Going forward.
Let's just try to spray some fire onto that half track.
All right. Pretty much looking for a pin marker.
Looking for a pin marker, exactly.
We have a hit. Pinned. Can't hurt it. Armor 7, but the pin marker still gets the open top, so that's why.
It's me again.
Oh, all right. Nice. That makes sense.
Half track shall advance.
And towards the medium machine guns it goes. Sorry, I mean the mortar team. The medium mortar team.
Can you double check if I'm within 18?
And it's gonna be 4s to hit because
They could go down if they want.
Nah.
They're brave.
They're brave.
2 hits. This is +1.
1 guy's dead. 1 of the 3 members of the team are dead. We have 4 pin markers on this as well. Nice. More
It's gonna keep
Americans.
just being me.
Yeah, I only got 3 left.
I'm gonna try to do a fire order because I got an arm-mounted bazooka I can try to send this way.
They're not in range though.
That's okay.
All right, so he's just hanging out.
Yeah.
All right, when will it be me? Now.
It's you now.
There we go. All right. So I will advance with the half track, I suppose. Attempt to at least. And we're gonna roll. Ooh, a fail. Okay. Well, we're just gonna go down instead. Womp womp.
And I believe the way it works is at the end of the turn he gets destroyed.
Yeah, he'll be dead at the end of the turn. I was gonna try and do like a last Hail Mary, some medium machine guns. I was gonna kill him anyways. I wasn't gonna get him out of here.
It's back to being me.
More Americans. We're running Mr. Officer.
Yep, and he's just gonna go over and
Grab the
and
objective.
basically end his move. You can go there. You can go here.
All right. And me.
You know.
All right, we're gonna try and take a shot with the mortar team. Might as well. There's only 2 of them left. Fire, or at least attempt to. Heck, let's do it. Hey, we did it!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're veterans.
Yep.
So we lose a pin marker. We had 4. And then we're gonna lob a mortar at the sniper team.
Sniper team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we miss. No surprise there. All right, I only got 1 die left. You have a few in there.
You have 2?
2 should be, yeah. Me. Okay, me. Well, I got no choice. Tiger! He's got good sight to the objective. He's just going to declare a fire order. Or at least he's going to attempt to. He's good. We're just going to put a shell on the... Is that an officer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the officer squad.
And then the machine, whatever machine guns can fire as well. So we'll start with the shell. It misses because small team
Yep. And then the intervening cover.
intervening cover. I can't fire the coaxial one, but I can fire the one in the hull, which is over there.
On 6s?
Should be 6s. We got a hit, so we got a pin, and we don't kill anyone. Got the pin, but didn't get the desperation shot, but close, very close. All right, you can just go ahead and activate the rest of your stuff.
They're just going to be running.
Running.
Hey, and then these guys are just going to hang tight.
Yeah, not much they can do. Josh is just trying to get the intel off the table. That's all he wants. And we're on to the potential last turn of the game, but this guy is destroyed. And I lose
For
that.
being closer to enemy models than friendly.
Yeah, you know, not that he's destroyed, he like drives off the table. He leaves the
He
battlefield.
leaves, yeah.
On turn 6, if I get my die, I could get lucky with this guy and shoot
True.
first. There's always that. And it's gonna be no,
Americans.
Americans.
We're going to issue a run.
Could fail, I suppose.
You put a pin on me.
I did put a pin. That could be it. Is it gonna matter?
Nah, I got to double check how that works now.
I think you're fine because of officer. That just counteracts the pin, so it's -1 because of the pin, but +1 because he counts himself as being within his own aura, and then bloop off the table, and that is an allied victory for the Americans. They get the intel off the table. They escape the clutches of the Tiger, but I would like to hypothetically see if I would hit. I would have missed still.
Okay.
That's all that really matters.
Well, you could have machine gunned.
Oh, I could have machine gunned them. Let's see. Just for the people watching, it's like, oh, so close. 6 is to hit, right?
Yeah.
And we don't kill them.
So you would have got another pin on me, which
more.
means I would have failed that.
That's
and
true.
not been able to leave.
Interesting. And then that could have been a draw. I like
could
it.
have been a
I like it. That's kind of cool.
So a very narrow American victory.
Very much so. We're gonna jump into a post game. I'm not too sure what my remaining forces would. I sure my mortar team probably would have just ditched the mortar and left, as the retreat order would have been called in.
Yeah, they're probably not carrying that with them.
I assume the Tiger would have just drove off.
The Tiger at this point can pretty much just drive off. Like, there's nothing really that can threaten him.
Avoid the mech could threaten him.
The mech could, but I mean, he'd probably be backing off the board, keeping that mech in line of sight until he's comfortable to turn around and just leave.
Exactly, just like back up shooting shells at it. I'm not too sure, like, it's one of those, I could destroy a very expensive piece of equipment for the American forces, or I could get the vital intelligence that is critical to the war. I think I'd probably go for the objective, like, realistically.
At this point, yeah. At this point, it'd be, I think, if we were talking about the realism of this hypothetical situation, it'd probably be trying to preserve the Tiger tank. You wouldn't throw away the Tiger tank just to potentially kill some silly little mech.
Right. I like the idea of the Tiger saying, okay, I can't get them, these guys can't hurt me, and I could take out a couple of very expensive pieces of equipment, shoot him down as he rode, and then I wonder if I would realize that he's crippled and is actually stuck there.
Probably knows he's kind of stuck, but again, you never, I don't know, I think realistically...
There could be American reinforcements nearby.
There's all sorts of stuff going on.
Exactly,
I already have, the air superiority and everything else kind of happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
I again, always enjoy games that, without playing some sort of a specific narrative and trying to push it, have kind of a little story that gets told. And the less abstract, kind of the cooler it is. So.
Yeah, it's got the narrative built into the scenarios, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It's like each scenario is very unique in what you're trying to accomplish.
Because the objectives are rather straightforward.
Yes, exactly.
Which is nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch of scenarios and they'll have a very clear... I mean, you can make up your own narrative missions, but just for like a quick pickup game, I think they do a good enough job.
I really... There's 12 of them, which is a solid amount, I'm sure, and then all sorts of other things you have access to.
Exactly. We're just talking about like the core rules here on the own.
Right. Yeah. So I guess to go through all the stuff that I normally like to go through, obviously. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Well,
Make
without
sure
a
you're
doubt.
commenting below to enter yourself into the
Conflict 47 spelt the proper way.
right.
Look that up.
Proper way that Warlord spells it.
It's a lot of K's. Two K's in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you don't spell it right, it doesn't count.
Sorry, folks. It is what it is. You've been warned 3 times.
Yes. Obviously, any big rules, things to kind of pick up on. We did mention at the beginning we were just taking the core rules from the
Bolt action.
bolt action and using them and just adding in some K47 stuff.
Correct.
I think technically, and I might be incorrect when I say it, that I want to say that the Conflict 47 rulebook technically uses a slightly older rule set for bolt action. There's nothing wrong with using that, but as Luke and I are still pretty beginner into this, we decided to just take bolt action and add some K47 units.
Right.
As opposed to
And
playing.
that seemed easy enough. There was a couple things where the rules make enough sense for the walkers punching stuff, because it referenced losing attacks for pin markers, which infantry used to do apparently.
I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't find anything in the bolt action rulebook, but I might be incorrect. Yeah. So obviously, you know, with how many people are probably going to be hopefully entering the draw in the comment section, it makes it very difficult for me to read all of your comments about things we got wrong. So I encourage you, you know, if you notice some things that were wrong, you can always email me, Josh at MiniWarGaming.com. And if you give me like a timestamp and a rule, like a page reference to the stuff you're talking about, makes my life way easier to kind of understand.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's asking a lot from you viewers to help out us, but I think in the long run, it'll help us make more enjoyable videos for you folks. So
it's the best way I learned too, because you can grasp a good chunk of the core rules by reading through the book a few times, but you're always going to miss those niche things. And when someone points it out, for me at least, I pretty much remember it always. I don't know why, but I can always remember that one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember when you have conversations about stuff. So hopefully we did put on an entertaining game for you. But yeah,
this was tight. It was really. I was getting hammered, but in the end, there's only one objective, right? And that's all that mattered. Like we've seen on the table. Now, it wasn't likely my die was gonna be drawn, but if it did,
because I had a lot more units left.
Exactly.
But it's still, well, and that's where, you know, it's kind of seeing, like, obviously. It makes sense when you're fighting these battles that they be trying to destroy the enemy as opposed to just achieving objectives.
Yeah.
But trying to control more of the battlefield and get more momentum going. I like mechanically that as you are, even though in this mission it wasn't an objective to kill the enemy.
Yeah.
It's important to make sure you're getting your activations when you want them to happen. Yeah. And being able to do them in the order that you want. So the more enemy units you're removing, the less control over the flow of the battle they have. So 100%. I like how that's built in. It's not just like, okay, cool, well, you know, I have less units to... No, the order dice is super important. And that's where, I don't know, it's still my favorite part of the game. It's still just a very stressful, I think is what we both said, mechanic. But for me, in the best way possible. It's
hard to explain, to put into words. It's just a very different fundamentally... it's very different fundamentally as a war game. I think alternate activation is the way to go, and no matter what the scale is.
Yep.
I realize that increases the length of the game, but that's what I'm looking for, personally. I'm the kind of guy who could play one game for 12 hours straight and be like, "Thank you, that was an awesome game."
There's a
Beautiful.
crunchiness to it.
Yeah, exactly. I always appreciate stuff like this, but it's very stressful because things like this Tiger tank, for example, could do nothing and all of a sudden just do everything. There's like there's no, like, when you look at the balance of power between the forces, it's not like you see like both gradually going up. It's like giant spikes in like pretty much good die rolls, right? Throughout the course of the game. Like Tiger's not doing anything, oh, just wiped out a unit holding the objective, or Flamer's not doing anything, oh, you just lost an entire unit, or that guy doesn't do anything all game and then he just takes out 2 units, right? It's like nothing, big event, nothing, big event. It's like crazy unpredictable.
Right, and for me that's, again, one of my favorite parts about how the game flows is that, you know, you agonize over every little dice roll.
Yes. Yes.
But
nothing's predictable.
It's agonizing in the fact that you really want it to roll well.
Right.
As opposed to, you know, did I do the most mathematically, well, to a degree you're trying to do the most mathematically efficient thing, but things, the dice, there's fewer dice being thrown, so every individual dice roll is much more important. There's no built-in system of getting to re-roll dice.
Right.
You know?
It's, well, like mathematically sound plans. It's very hard to justify am I making the right call when the right call is between these guys move and hit on a 5 on one die, or this guy moves and hits on a 6 on one die? It's like literally nothing's the right answer. You're just relying on dumb luck. You understand that those two activations are the most important to do, but you're relying on dumb luck at that point.
Well, yeah, and that's what it comes down to. But it's also trying, again, your best to make sure you're doing those activations at the right time.
Yes.
So it's things like putting
pin markers somewhere.
Ambush orders or pin markers where you want them to go to modify what your opponent's capable of doing. So I don't know, this is for me one of the most, this is the most engaging type of game I've played. Like this is,
well, it's because the alternate activation, right? You go,
well,
you do something.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm cautious to say it's my favorite game system because that changes day to day based on a number of different factors.
Right, yeah.
But as far as like being engaged the entire time you're playing, probably the top one for me. I taught Cullen how to play the other day, and even though he was unfamiliar with the rules, the nice thing about this is that there is a straightforwardness to, well, you know, pretend you're watching a movie, and what would you be trying to do?
Right.
You know, I want to have them shoot at them. Okay, you just do that. You know what I mean? Like there's a simplicity to it. There's not a million different stats you're trying to memorize or things like that. It's you're focused on the game.
Yeah, like comparing our forces, like our veterans are the exact same, except as Americans, you ignore moving and firing with rifles, and as Germans, they get like an extra shot with machine guns.
Yeah,
or
light,
light
your
machine
NCOs
guns.
are a little less likely to actually get killed.
Or they're not as important as your NCOs are, because all my guys know the mission orders or whatever.
Well, that's and for those who aren't familiar, we're talking about the German rule. I think it's initiative training is what they called it.
It might be something training. Yeah.
But the idea is that that if your NCO dies in game, that's usually from exceptional damage.
Yes.
Rolling a 6 to damage the unit, then another 6 on top of that.
You pick the model that's killed, yeah.
Right. I think it's a 2-up for the Germans. That cool. Like that guy dies, but you just replace another guy with the NCO. Like somebody else just takes over.
He picks up his gun and says, "Okay, we're still doing this."
Yeah. Everybody was briefed on this.
Right. And there's a chain of like who takes over
NCO.
next. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like they're trained that if the officer gets killed, keep going. Like, take over.
Right.
And that means that there's not, because if that happens, like if the NCO's dead, you get a permanent -1 to your morale value.
Exactly.
Which, as we can see, is kind of a big deal.
It's a big deal. Like absolutely big deal. Like not firing the Tiger the one turn, albeit he's like it really throws me off because I keep referencing him. This shell is so freaking powerful. Like whatever it fires is so crazy strong, but it's often hitting on a 4. Like
often, yep.
That's insane that you put that much value in something that's one shot on a 4. That is, I think, actually ludicrous.
But it can do so much. You see what it does.
Exactly.
What it does hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the thing is that I find in bolt action, generally speaking, and again we're pretty newish, so people might that are more veteran than us might be like, these guys are idiots. Who knows? Maybe we are, but hopefully we're entertaining idiots. It seems that unlike other game systems where you do a little bit of damage, steady damage every single turn,
right? This is all or nothing.
All or nothing.
It's exactly all or nothing.
Which I personally like when my tabletop games and my video games, that if you can't get shot, don't get shot.
Yes, I prefer
the
that.
The shots aren't like guaranteed to hit, but
I cannot stand video games that incorporate rifles or guns, any solid projectiles, and you just have to shoot something for like 10 seconds before it dies. I hate that. Hate that so much. Yeah. I like all or nothing shots. That's So
this is going completely off the rails, but that's why I like Tarkov, because it's one of those like, that man with the Mosin long distance away, if you got a decent gun, he's probably not going to get you, but if he manages to hit you, he might just kill you.
Right, but it's hard enough to hit you, right?
But it's hard enough to hit me. But you don't just stand in the open taking that chance. Everything's a credible threat. And I really like, again, the way that they've done, because there's no, to reference another game, there's no toughness or armor mechanics in this. Mm-hmm. It's just what do you need to wound. Yeah. So the way that they've made certain things more difficult to damage. I really like how they represent vehicles in this. Because regular rifles should not be able to hurt that Tiger tank. Right. And they can't. But then, the way that they handle the AT weapons and everything else, I like it. I like everything about this. It just kind of makes sense to me. There's no rules or interactions where I'm like, I don't really get why that would do that.
Okay, yeah, I see that. There's, because they're not too. It's hard to put it into words, but you're right. It's everything makes sense.
Once you figure out the right way to do it, it's not always immediately clear what you're supposed to do, but once you figure it out, it's always like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense.
Right. Well, this is like I almost want to say that the rules for this game are kind of old school in nature.
Well, okay, yeah, because I want to say the two big names for this are Cavorte and Priestley, which
Yeah, right. They've been making games forever, obviously, and they are very old school in nature, and you can see a lot of that in the writing. But I like that. I've been playing we've been playing war games forever. I've been, and like I miss those old school rules. I often go back to the old school games to try and get those rules, right? Yeah. In any way, shape, or form I can. I don't mind the more modern war games. This is obviously a modern war game because it's constantly being updated. It's not discontinued or anything. But you could tell in the rules writing that it has a lot of those old school fundamental ideas or I guess philosophy in its writing, and I love it. I love it more than anything. First of all, bolt action, alternate activation, that's a win. Old school rules where it's all or nothing. It's stressful, but I love it. Now, so for me, because I'm in, I get this weird mixed. Because we were talking about the Tiger Tank off camera, where Josh had the perfect activation lined up, and it was because he was killing my units, got more dice. I knew the trade was going to happen. I was going to force him to come out and grab the objective by assaulting me and grabbing it. I had my officers here who could have then charged in and traded there, and then anything else that would have gone into trade there. And I had hoped, my plan was at the very end, because I knew he'd trade up, I would activate first with the Tiger Tank and then finally take out. Right. And then the relic, or not the relic, for all intents and purposes, will be right in the middle, draw game. I was playing right from the beginning. I was playing it for a draw game. Once that aircraft came in and wiped out my veterans there, that was it. I had next to no chance to win, but I could fight for a draw.
Well, see, depending, because I was waiting for you to drive up, your vets get out, and then your vets get out of your half track. Yeah. Then next time they jump back in, half track takes off.
That was it. That was 100% the chance too.
But you still had the squad inside of it, so that's where it was so important to go on that ambush order to try to prevent that.
Right.
And luckily, I rolled well on my ambush as well as my assault.
Exactly.
But if either of those had failed, I think it probably would have been your game.
Right. And then on top of that, afterwards, I had the chance to recuperate your good maneuvers there by getting to go first with the Tiger Tank before the veterans got the run order to go back. Because if they're just sitting there with the objective, bam, they'd probably be dead. Well, maybe not. It's, again, 50-50. But take them out, then the objective's just kind of sitting there in the open. And then I had so few, at that point, I think I would have been fine because I had so few activations, I could almost always guarantee the Tiger goes last. And then whatever decides to commit to the objective, boom, Tiger shoots it again. And then we're just fighting, we're just objective in the middle. I was hoping for that, but you got the perfect activation where you picked it up at the end and then got to immediate activate again.
Near perfect. The only catch for me, that it's okay, was that I had blocked myself here.
Ah.
So when my squad came back, if that gap was open, I would have went behind the trees.
Right.
Tiger couldn't shoot me. Cool, my game.
They were forced to go that way, and the Tiger got the shot through the trees there.
So that's where, again, order of activation is super important. Because I could have hung out back here, and then because I was here-ish, right? And the Tiger still would have killed me in the long run, but I could have tried to get that squad out of the way and then try to get another dice. And
that's what the issue was, yeah, because you had consolidated 6 inches back there, and then you got they were blocking over there.
These guys were kind of blocking this.
And then you can't run through the woods, obviously. You can only do an assault or advance through the woods.
Advance through. So yeah, when they were, I don't know, they were here-ish, and they went the 6 back, correct, and they were kind of hugging it here.
And then they took their run over there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So so I want, and so I'm curious for people that play a lot more of this game, and I'm actually curious in your thoughts after I say this too, because that just popped in my head. A lot of the other games that we play here, there's a winner or a loser, and you can usually tell the winner or the loser by turn 3.
Right.
Just with the way that the missions go and all this. This, I wonder how many of the games between 2 experienced players end up in draws. Because a lot of the other game systems, like the Warhammers that we play here and a lot of the other stuff, draws don't really happen.
No,
but in this, it seems like there's a strong potential in a lot of those scenarios to be a draw.
It's because of the way the scenarios are written. It's all or nothing. You either get the very hard to accomplish objective or it's a draw.
Right. So I think part of
unless
why
you're playing kill points.
But kill points, you're still going to win by what, 2 or 3, I think?
Oh, if that's a requirement, then yeah, that's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially in an alternate activation game.
So I'm just super curious, because, okay, so playing all these different game systems, I like winning. I prefer to win. But as long as cool stuff is happening, I'm okay with that too.
Right.
And I think this is maybe that even more. Is this a really good game for people that want to play the game and at the end they don't care who wins or loses? It still matters, but right. Is that It's more about the journey than the destination.
That's where I think this rule set comes into play. Its biggest strength is no matter what, I think at the end, something cool is going to happen. And something cool has happened already. And it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter win or lose. I could care. I think most of these games honestly end in draws. Looking at those scenarios like over there in the book, pretty much they've got to be a draw.
More often than not.
More than 50%, I got to imagine are draws. Now, I could be wrong, but that's my gut feeling after reading it and experiencing it. And I think that's fine, because that leads, whatever, it's a draw. Both people weren't able to accomplish the goal, but something cool probably happened in between it. Whereas you look at, like, I'll use like a 40K or AOS as an example. Those games, in my experience, typically only feel good because of a win or a good maneuver in a win. And very rarely does something, I can't believe that happened. That would typically be a double one charge, like a bad,
a double one into a double one, because you
right. But that only feels bad because you have a reroll and you just again double one. Like that was
do the math on that. Yeah, it's a 1 in 36 chance to fail that, and then it's another 1 in 36 chance after that to fail again.
And then like that's the highlight of the game. Like I didn't win because you rolled a double one, or like the game would have been closer because of it. Now I was able to take away the victory. Those are the kind of games where you could see the balance and power trickle up very slowly until there's a clear winner. This one I could have been like right from the get-go. Josh, I think, was on the winning end, not auto one, but once he took out that veteran squad threatening the objective there, with that one to support them, that was pretty much it. I was on the back end. I needed to fight for a draw because I couldn't have realistically got anything else. I could have, if proper act, I could have got super lucky, pop out, grab the objective, get the first activation next turn, and get out.
Well, if a certain veteran squad had shown up before turn 3,
100%, yeah, things like that. So like it's games like this where rule sets like this where you're never out of the game. I could have this tiger tank left and still force a draw because of him. No matter what, you're never out of the game. You always play to the end in bolt action. I gotta imagine.
That's still like a 30 points though. But yeah, any substantial squad.
Whereas with like a game like 40K or Age of Sigmar, because the way the scoring works, it's very big numbers, and you can kind of mathematically see that you've lost the game come turn 3. Now you can always play it out. But when you know it's literally mathematically impossible to win at this point, we're like, okay, throw in the towel. Unless you're at a tournament, you're trying to get as many points as you can. That still matters. But in your usual pickup game, not so much.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, we play a lot of games here.
Like
we
so much.
We play games constantly, but boy, oh boy, do I look forward to this. Because I like the game system, but also a nice change of pace. So for anybody that does play, like if you're a MiniWarGaming reviewer and you're watching because you play the games that we more regularly cover, the AOSs, the 40Ks, heresies, that kind of stuff. If you play any of those and you're like, I want to try something different, highly recommend Bolt Action. The rules are very different, but they're still intuitive enough if you've played those types of games that you'll pick them up pretty quick.
Yeah, if you're a veteran wargamer, you'd have no it's a very very basic rule set with enough meat to really, and it's got I would like to see a little bit more minutia in it to make me happy, but I think it's good enough.
Yeah, well, I think if we wanted to, there are optional things we can start to add in more and more.
Okay.
But again, get the core rules down pat, get the gameplay down pat, and then add in the minutia.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like if anyone's curious, I'm the kind of guy who likes to shoot one gun and roll on 8 different charts to see what happens with that one gun shot. I love that. I live for that kind of stuff. You don't get that in any war game, obviously. You have to play like obscure, super skirmishy game to really get something like that. But
I like the multiple charts in this.
Yeah. Well, I want to see charts that roll on charts. Okay, like you roll a 6. Okay, roll on this chart now to see what happens. I want charts to jump to charts to jump to charts.
The closest I can think of is the airstrike, because I got to roll on a chart to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got to do the fire order, and then I got to roll on a chart to see at the beginning of every turn what happens.
Yeah.
My planes just kept showing up, which is cool.
Yeah.
So for anybody unfamiliar, because those airstrikes seem really powerful.
I am not a fan of them.
I'm starting to learn how to use them better. Now, the only reason I get to drop 2 is because I'm American. So that's one of my special rules. Otherwise, every other nation, you only get to drop 1.
Right.
For that guy.
But
every nation has its own bonuses. But I'm starting to learn how to use it better to cause pins all over the place.
It's also has incredible backfire potential too.
Yes. So, if I roll, I pick my target, and then at the start of the next turn I roll. If I roll a 2 or 3, the plane isn't here yet. I gotta wait till next turn.
Right.
4 up, the plane comes in, and then on a 1, my guy's not doing such a good job calling in the airstrike. The opponent gets to decide what's
Exactly.
actually getting bombed instead.
It's things like that are like really reminiscent of the old school rules, because you could have that cool, like, you could look at it like I get 2 airstrikes. I look at it like you have 2 chances to mess up, and I could airstrike you twice in a row, and you're paying
Sure.
the points to let me do that. That's crazy, right? That's insane. But the upside is, man, it's devastating. As you see, they took like. Now, granted, Josh had to roll the 5 up to get the very effective anti-infantry plane. I'm not too sure what the other ones are.
The other ones are still pretty good. Keep talking, and I'll tell you the other planes.
I assume it's a D3 chart, so 1, 2, it's one plane, 3, 4, it's another plane, 5, 6 was the anti-ground.
It was the ground attack aircraft.
Right.
So ground attack aircraft is D3 additional pin markers. That's after you've dished out all the pins everywhere else. 4-inch HE template on the target, plus 4 pen value. Armored targets are hit on the top armor,
Killing anything on 2s, yeah.
which is, I think, -1 to your armor.
Oh, for
Overall.
for vehicles and all that.
So basically, it's a +5 against vehicles. So
Yeah.
your Tiger's still pretty okay. He wouldn't like it though.
No,
he'd
not-
take a bunch of pins.
Not quite, yeah.
A 3 or 4 is a fighter bomber. It's a D2 additional pin markers, and then a 3-inch HE, which is +3 pen value.
That's still pretty good.
And then the strafing fighter is the 1 or 2. You take 1 additional pin. Infantry and soft skin vehicles suffer 2d6 hits with a +2 pen value.
Okay, so they're all differently good for different reasons, yeah. I like
Well,
that.
I mean, they're all. I mean, the ground attack is by far the best against pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But the strafing fighter will still, put some pins on stuff. You're
Yeah.
just less likely to do damage, and that would be, he's called in a airstrike and the only aircraft around. Maybe they've already done a bombing run. Maybe they're out of bombs, rockets, and all that. But they're like, I still got some machine gun and cannon shells. Let's strafe something.
Right.
Or it's like a P-51 that was set up to be an escort, and he's just got his, I think 650 cals, and they're like, I can go shoot some stuff.
It was rough. The stupid aircrafts got me pretty good. They took out my... I put a lot of value in that one unit going up the middle, because they're going to hold out there and then jump out. And then they'd have support from those guys probably going on ambush or whatever they might do if anything does want to assault out. That was my plan, but the stupid aircraft completely wiped them out. Then they failed the morale check.
So the way that flak works, if you're wondering, because everything tries to shoot at it. Now, depending on the veterancy of because the friendly stuff shoots too.
Yeah.
If they're veterans, on a 2-up, they don't try to shoot the aircraft. They recognize it's a friendly. 3-up for regular, 4-up for inexperienced. Usual line of sight rules are ignored and fired aircraft because it's in the sky.
Yeah.
And then you are looking for 5s and 6s.
And what happens if you get 5s and 6s?
Then the only hit modifier is pin markers. You ignore everything else. If an HE weapon scores a hit, multiply the hit as you would for a hit against a unit inside a building.
Oh, okay. So,
You don't roll the damage to the aircraft. Just tally up the number of hits scored by all flak weapons, including multiplying any HE hits. If the plane has suffered 3 or more hits in total, it's been shot down, damaged, forced to abort, whatever, nothing happens.
okay, so even with like the medium, well, he's gone, but even with medium machine gun, you still need half hits. And you're hitting on 5s and 6s.
5s and 6s, yeah. No,
Okay.
but the thing is, if you have a couple different flak things in your army, they're all getting to shoot.
True, yeah. And then
So-
I guess your opponents might shoot too.
Exactly, your opponent's stuff might shoot as well, but I'm trying to find the books here for different... let's go Armies of Germany, because you get some interesting anti-aircraft options. That I think also would be great against stuff on the ground, right?
Right, I suppose they'd have some sort of flak weapon set up that could just fire at infantry or tanks.
I'm sure they got a bunch of different ways to represent stuff. I'm looking for the more dedicated kind of ones. Oh, so obviously a bunch of flak half tracks and stuff that can shoot at stuff, but you can go in Ostwind. 160 points for a regular. It's got a platform-mounted heavy autocannon, 360-degree arc of fire. It's open-topped, but like heavy autocannon can do some good damage. The Whirlwind, 4 light autocannons with a 360 arc.
Okay.
And each of those are HE1, so like firing at infantry stuff, it could tear them up, but also, plane comes in. Okay, well,
Yeah.
20mm cannons say hello. So there's some cool different things that...
It's not... So something like that, because of how oppressive I found the aircraft, I wouldn't say... They're very swingy. They're very swingy, but they're obviously very reliable.
Well, that's what I mean. Even if the opponent doesn't bring aircraft, you bring in a taken all comers because...
Exactly.
Oh, cool, there's no aircraft. Turns out this is really good at shooting at infantry.
Right, so I'm thinking in my head, like, I really like mortars to fish people out of buildings. Flamers aren't bad for that too if you can get them up there, but I prefer the mortar team, even though mine didn't do anything this game. But that's you know what? They carried me so hard in previous games, it's okay that they messed up this one game. So including them in every list, including maybe some flak weapons in every list. I do like having the half track with like a dedicated assault unit inside of it. And then I'm starting to see a lot more like, okay, every list needs to have this, that, this, and that. Like, it doesn't need to, but you're playing at an extreme deficit if you're not.
Transports are definitely huge. Yeah. The first time I think we talked about it, I'm like, I think transports are important, but I'm not sure why. And I remember you looked at it and you're like, I don't see why I'd ever want one. And then from then on out, it's like, yeah, no, we need our half tracks and stuff.
Yeah, I love having my half track with submachine guns. It's awesome.
Okay, so that light automatic cannon, that thing had 4 of them. They're 2 shots apiece at +2 pen, 48-inch range. And they're HE1.
Do they have all degrees?
It's 360 arc, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a whirlwind. So basically, I want to say those are PZ4s that had issues with the turrets, so they put this on top instead, which is a more open superstructure.
Right, okay.
Like, it's open topped. And I don't know why I'm telling you what you should try to get next.
Well, I mean, it's like, I don't think that...
you put a whirlwind down, I just feel bad all of a sudden.
I don't think the German forces actually have anything like that. The Russians might. I can't remember what the collection has.
Oh, then we don't have it currently in the collection.
Correct, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the Germans have. I'm pretty much running everything I've got except for...
We get some stuff that's getting worked on right now. So we've got the zombie unit, the Totem Core, gotta get done. Some heavy infantry. We got the starter set, right?
Right, yeah.
The PZ4 that comes with the standard turret as well as like the weird gravity turret thing.
Yeah.
We got the light little spider mech.
Yep.
With the light autocannon, that's flak, so he could just be, popping shots off and stuff too.
Maybe I'll bring him in, if he comes in, I'll bring him in the next list.
And then I think it's the Thor, not the Zeus, it's the 2-legged one.
The Walker, yeah, like the medium. I think he's like a medium walker.
I think he's a heavy panzer. He might be a medium. I don't know. Either way, he's super tough. I'm kind of glad he didn't show up yet.
Right. Next game, I'll try and bring him. I like the Tiger. The Tiger is fun, very durable. The Tiger Fear rule didn't come up, but I chose to put him on the flank where it wouldn't really come up that much, anyways. I wanted him over here shooting shots down table.
That's a terrifying tank.
Yeah, he's great. I thought he performed really well.
Now, next time, though, because we talked about it, you're like, oh, I saved 100 points by not making him veteran. Would you make him veteran?
I'm trying to think of, like, what I would have in my... Like, I don't know. I'm iffy on it because you still have to fire... You still have to fire weapons that have the penetration value at them, right? I think it was just bad dice rolls, honestly, what it came down to. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you always make the Tiger a veteran? It's not exactly.
It's easier to get him on the board though, because how many you missed him coming on the board once or twice?
Again,
right?
That's just bad die roll. Like
but it's one different.
You could have the same argument that like a veteran would like roll on 11 or something, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or it rolled a 10.
The question is that worth almost 100 points? Which is another unit, another activation dice.
That's what I'm asking you. Yeah. I'm not. I think yes, because when I took my Pershing, I made him veteran. Now the other benefit that the American veteran tanks have is that they're gyro stabilized, so the veterans don't suffer the penalty for moving and shooting the main gun. Okay, well that's obviously a massive, like that's a huge swing in favor of yes for veteran. Like the Germans don't have anything like that as far as I'm aware of. It's tough to say. I'm not too sure. I've obviously not played the game enough. My gut instinct says it's still not worth because that's one less unit, one less activation, and all I'm getting out of that veterancy is a bonus to leadership, which is nice, but the resistance to pinning from certain shots is a nice bonus that I kind of want to lean towards. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe next time I'll try him out as a veteran, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not too sure what my next list will look like, but it does. I should be able to fit in some K-47 stuff because it should be in by the next time we do another bolt action game. But I'll always love your feedback down below. Like, what do you guys think of the fall? Next time I make a K-47 German list, I'll definitely make sure to buy the stubborn upgrade for the Fallschirmjäger because that's like. I wonder if people think it's worth it though.
I don't know. I think the stubborn is huge because like no matter what, you're going to keep that activation die and you're going to keep like obnoxious unit that could still plug shots, put pin markers on.
You say that, but then with my stubborn paratrooper, no, that's flamethrower. That's hot.
It's true.
Too spicy for us.
Like I'm trying to compare the points. Like for that squad there, it would have been 10 more points. That's 10 points I could have easily made room for. That I didn't because I wasn't aware. Yeah, it's only 1 point per model. We're talking like this guy here. I think it's like 80 to 90 points to make him a veteran over regular. But then again, it might be like worth it 100%. Like what am I talking about? Of course it's worth it. I have no idea. I feel like it's not, but again, I could be wrong. Iffy on it.
See, and I also wonder because the Panzer IV, right? Because of regular Panzer IV is only 235 points. Mm-hmm. That's the GH or J with the heavy anti-tank gun. So the gun's one less powerful.
Right. What's the armor on him?
It's 9. It's a medium tank.
Oh, this guy's 10 armor.
Yeah, because I think I think you can get up to 11, the super heavy tanks. Yeah, super heavy tank. Tiger 2 is 11.
The Tiger 2 is 11, yeah. Yeah, but at that point you just ignore it because I've got so many points invested in that I feel like I'm just burning points.
Yeah, you know, like at 1250, which is I think like the highest standard size game people are playing. I'm sure people play higher than that. That is half your points.
Yeah, that is not it's still only got one shot, right, on that, like 4 to hit maybe. Most of the time, because you want it moving, you want it to have influence over the battlefield. You want to force people around it, that kind of stuff. So it's tough to say, or you have to pivot your position, right? And I'm pretty sure that counts as moving, and all that.
Yeah, I think to move it all, you have to advance, except for if you're rotating the turret.
The turret is the turret itself is more flexible, but then I guess because you can't fire the turret and the coaxial machine gun, right? So like the machine gun on the front,
the whole machine gun, yeah.
The whole machine gun, you do have to pivot to fire that. Which, even by the way, I'm a big fan of. I always love vehicle facing. That's always, I feel like, a very critical thing. And,
well, again, they handle it well.
And the vehicles aren't monstrous creatures, which is awesome. I have my own. I have deep gripes with the old school Games Workshop monstrous creature rules, which is now everything.
And that's what I mean. So that's where like there's not a toughness value, but like there's not a whole separate like rule set for armor compared to toughness.
Right.
And like this, it's easier to explain to people.
Yes, I think all big things should have an armor value, and little guns can't hurt them. That should be it.
Okay,
that should be a rule of thumb.
I don't like it where it's like, you know, my rifles, if I fire 1,000,000 shots at you, you will get no, go away.
Go away, right, yeah. Stupid. I'm trying to make fun of the Mechanicum. They should not have those monstrous creature rules. It's literal garbage rules.
So if you're a disgruntled 30k player that's tired against playing against Mechanicum, you enter into that
Conflict 47 giveaway
and see if you can get yourself an army.
Some Soviets.
And you find that Mechanicum guy.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I chose the Soviet box today, by the way, and it was because on the cover of it they had a cool like heavy trooper guy.
Infantry,
it looked like he was wearing garbage cans and like haha Russian stuff.
But he looks like the scariest man ever.
I know, yeah.
Kind of look and go ha ha ha. But then, like imagine running into him somewhere.
He's got like a big, not like dome juggernaut helmet, but he's got like a paint can with like a eye slit cut out of it almost.
Looks kind of like the Damascus.
Yeah.
It looks like the Tachanka or the Killa helmet.
Exactly.
Except for he's just beefed. Yeah, if I'm playing a video game and then that guy all of a sudden walks around with his, I can't remember. I think he's got a AR. Yeah. No, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm leaving.
That guy won. Like, right. I'm like, I seen that. Oh, that's it. They're getting the Soviet box. Yeah. So hopefully, someone gets that and has some good time with that and getting the bolt action / conflict 47 with that. But anyways, folks, that is it for this post game. It was a little winded today, but I mean, had a lot to talk about. And, you probably have a lot of bottles to paint, so you appreciate it, I assume. At least anyone who's stuck around would probably appreciate it. And, again, leave some feedback, email us, and, stay tuned for more bolt action in the future, where I will probably have some proper K-47 stuff for the German forces at that point in time. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Happy wargaming.